Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram
Mataji,
Hare
we will chant until 7:20.
Okay, we will chant until 6:20.
Yeah,
Okay,
yes,
Mataji.
yes, yes.
Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram.
Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare don't waste time go get your bits Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna I forgot to remove you got from you Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Neena Mataji
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Ram Hare 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 Krishna. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रीला हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्रीला प्रभुपाद जी की जय। All glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories. Hare Krishna devotees, I welcome you all on this beautiful Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. I sincerely apologize for stopping your such ecstatic chanting. We will go ahead and read the 10 offenses to the holy name now, which are written by Srila Vyasadeva, and they are to be found in Padma Purana, and they are as follows. Number 1, to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. 2, to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. 3, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master. 4, to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version. 5, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. 6, to give some interpretations to the holy name of the Lord. 7, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. 8, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda. 9, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success. Krishna Prema. I once again thank you all and I welcome you all on this Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. If you could kindly unmute yourself, devotees, and go ahead and give me the pleasure to welcome you all. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण नीना माता जी दंडवत प्रणाम शिला प्रभुपाद की जय गुरु महाराज की जय प्रीतिदासी प्रमशालो हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna, Preeti Devi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for your beautiful chanting. Thank you so much for joining every day on Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. Please keep joining, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Arvind Das from Chicago. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Arvindaksh Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances, Prabhu. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much for joining every day Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call, and thank you for your attentive listening. Haribol Prabhuji, please keep joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Gurudev. This is Dheeraj Prabhu from Kolkata.
Hare Krishna, Dheeraj Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. Please keep joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Neena Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas. Today is Radha Kunda appearance day and Bahulastami. Wishing all of you. Hare Krishna.
Haribol Mataji, happy Bahulashtami to everybody. Thank you so much, Mataji, for mentioning that. Please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet, Mataji. We need your blessings. To all the devotees needs blessings of yours, of Shamagari Mataji, for your wonderful services, consistent services. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for giving all of us an opportunity to serve your Mataji. Please keep joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nita Ji. All glories Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Rani.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call, Mataji. Please keep joining. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. All glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to Assembled devotee, and happy Bahulastami to everyone. This is Mohin Lakshmi from Detroit.
Hare Krishna, Mohini Lakshmi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam Mata, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, happy Bhaulashtami to everybody, Mataji, thank you. Thank you for joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call every day. Please keep giving us your association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, and all the glories to the assembled devotees. This is Manjri Leela Devi Dasi from Naperville, and happy Bahulashtami to you and everyone. Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Manjuri Mataji, Manjuri Leela Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances at Shri Sweet Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for your association every day during chanting, during classes. Thank you, Mataji. Please keep blessing us with your association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances to all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. This is Sushmita from Canada.
Hare Krishna, Shushmita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining us all the way from Canada, Mataji. All glory and thank you. Please keep joining us, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So, as we know that our next session is going to be the Srimad Bhagavatam study, where His Holiness Candramauli Swami Maharaj will go ahead, is our keynote speaker. With his blessings, I will go ahead and say a few words about His Holiness. So His Holiness Candramauli Swami Maharaj is a disciple of ISKCON founder Acharya, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and he's an initiating spiritual master within the ISKCON movement. Maharaj was born in New Jersey in 1947. Maharaj came in contact with the International Society of Krishna Consciousness in Denver, Colorado at the tender age of 24. In 1973, he began practicing Krishna consciousness in New York City and shortly thereafter began serving at the New Vrindavan Farm Community in West Virginia. That same year, he received initiation from His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. In 1986, His Holiness Candramauli Swami Maharaj accepted the sannyas order and began preaching in Cincinnati and Columbus, Ohio. In 1995, he began serving as the resident sannyasi in Chicago, where he was based until 2013, and then he relocated to Karlovac in Croatia in Europe. At present, Maharaj offers spiritual guidance around Europe, the USA, and India. Maharaj has also written a book called Krishna's Way, Natural Living, about the importance of Varnashrama Dharma and spiritual ecology. Thank you, devotees, for listening to His Holiness' very, very short intro and bio. You might please go ahead and unmute yourself, and I can continue to welcome you on this platform. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Valli from Naperville, Chicago. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Valli Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you every day for joining this Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. Thank you, Mataji, for your association. We are waiting for His Holiness to join. If you would like to unmute yourself, announce your name, I would like to welcome you here on this platform. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to assembled devotees. This is Sadbhavna from Madhya Pradesh.
Hare Krishna, Sadbhavna Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call, Mataji. Please do keep joining, and what a wonderful voice you have. Please keep giving us your association, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Is there anybody else who would like to announce their name, or we can sing a kirtan, or we can chant? What would you want?
We would chant, Mataji.
Okay, if you want to chant, let's continue chanting until His Holiness joins.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Ram Hare 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 Ram Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Maharaj ji has joined.
Haribol.
Haribol Maharaj. Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. Dandavat pranam at your lotus feet, Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to all our Guru Maharajas and Maharajas.
Many things are happening.
Thank you so much for your association, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Okay, get it started. I'm still here.
Yes, we will continue from Srimad Bhagavatam, verse from Canto 7, chapter 11, text number 14, Maharaj, whenever you're ready. Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Viprasadyadyanadini Saraya Saganyasya Pratigraha Rajovati Prajagoptur Aviprava Karadibihi. Translation. For a Brahmana, there are 6 occupational duties. A Kshatriya should not accept charity, but he may perform the other 5 of these duties. A king or Kshatriya is not allowed to levy taxes on Brahmanas, but he may make his livelihood by levying minimal taxes, custom duties, and penalty fines upon his other subjects. Purport. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains the positions of Brahmanas and Kshatriya as follows. Brahmanas have 6 occupational duties, of which 3 are compulsory, namely studying the Vedas, worship the deity, and giving charity. By teaching, by inducing others to worship the deity, and by accepting gifts, the Brahmanas receive the necessities of life. This is also confirmed in Manu Samhita. Sanastu karmanam asya trini karmana jivika yajanadhyat pane jaiva vishsudach cha pratigraha. Of the 6 occupational duties of the Brahmanas, 3 are compulsorily, compulsory, namely worship of the deity, study of the Vedas, and giving charity. In exchange, the Brahmana should receive charity, and this should be his means of livelihood. A Brahmana cannot take up any professional occupational duty for his livelihood. The Shastras especially stress that if one claims to be a Brahmana, he cannot engage in the service of anyone else. Otherwise, he at once falls from his position, becomes a Sudra. Srila Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami belonged to a very respectable family. But because they engaged in the service of Nawab Hawain Shah, not even as ordinary clerks, but as ministers, they were ostracized from Brahminical society. Indeed, they become like Mohammedans and even change their names. Unless a Brahmana is very pure, he cannot accept charity from others. Charity should be given to those who are pure. Even if one is born in a family of Brahmanas, if one acts as a Sudra, one cannot accept charity, for this is strictly prohibited. Although the Kshatriyas are almost as qualified as the Brahmanas, move the page. Even they cannot accept charity. This is strictly prohibited in this verse by the word apratigraha. What to speak of lower social orders, even the Kshatriyas must not accept charity. The king or government may levy taxes upon the citizens in various ways by revenue duties, custom duties, realizations of fines, and so on, provided the king is able to give full protection to his subjects to assure the security of their life and property. Unless he is able to give protection, he levy any tax upon the Brahmanas and the Vaishnavas fully engaged in Krishna consciousness. Om Gyan Timiranda
Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Maharaj, you're breaking off.
Namo Vishnu Krishna Prasad Srimati yeah, near Danda.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. We are unable to hear you. Okay.
I think he dropped off.
Yes.
Connection is really poor.
Maharaj has joined again.
Rama Hari Hari. Okay, so from this verse, we learn that there are different duties for different varnas. There are 4 varnas. The brahmanas of the head, they give direction to the society, and it describes the other activities here, such as teaching philosophical principles based on Vedic scriptures. They also give in charity, and they also worship the deity. And the reciprocal is they can teach worship of the deity, they can teach the scriptures to others, and they can also accept charity. So the 3 are from their activities, and 3 are done for the benefit of the rest of the society, and also as a means for their livelihood. That is the duties of the brahmanas. In the days when Brahminical culture was at its standard, the Brahmins were a very big part of the life of everyone. They would travel. They would go to the houses of the householders and speak to them, giving them advice on how to manage their household. They would also give astrological readings, and they would also give health principles, how to keep healthy. Philosophy, health, astrology. They were servants of the people in these areas, and people would appreciate the service of the Brahmanas, so naturally they would reciprocate by giving them some food or some remuneration in some form, so the Brahmanas could maintain their livelihood and continue in their services. Nowadays, the Brahminical culture has been relegated to a back seat where there are some priests, some sadhus, but hardly ever do you find that the Brahmanas are giving advice to people in general, unless people actually come to them. And a lot of times the Brahmins are not able to maintain themselves, so they take up the occupation of a Sudra. That means they get a job. I know one particular sannyasi in our ISKCON society. He will not give Brahminical initiation to any of his disciples if they're working a job outside. And of course, nowadays, people cannot make a livelihood unless they get some outside employment. At least that is a compromise principle, which is based on plugging into the social, political, and economic environment. But these are Brahminical principles, and they lose their potency. The Kshatriyas, they maintain themselves by taking a portion of the taxes that are given to them, and at the same time they give the revenue back. In the form of services to the facilitate. They give protection. They take care of people's needs by making sure the Vaishyas are those, they're called the breadbasket or the belly of the society, where they actually provide food. They protect animals, particularly cows. They do commerce, banking, trade, like that. And they are the livelihood, the economic base of society. And the Kshatriyas are making sure that the Vaishyas are doing their duty. The Vaishyas get they can make some of their money from the occupation they provide. And they are a very important part. And the Sudras are those who have no direct skills, but they can assist the other three Varnas by helping out in whatever capacity they can help out. Of course, in Vedic culture, it also says the Sudras were very adept at arts and crafts, at Sudra business, so they would also provide services to the society and gain some pecuniary benefit from that. So here you're seeing the Varnashram system explained, at least the Brahmins and the Kshatriyas, like that. So we don't have anything near that's organized society today. Srila Prabhupada, when he first started his movement, ISKCON movement back in the middle 60s, he talked a lot about establishing Varnashram in the society. But then he saw after a little while that the society is so mixed up, everyone is doing anything, that to organize society in that way, we would first have to organize ourselves, training, educating, and evaluating and engaging people accordingly, either as Brahmins, Kshatriyas, or Vaishyas. But their activities would be in connection with devotional service. So that is spiritual Varnashram. So Prabhupada's desire was to do that, and he outlined a very nice program to do that, where he said we should establish a Varnashram college. And in that college, the Brahmins would be the teachers, and they would teach the other activities to the other Varnas. And therefore, then, based on the teaching and the receptivity of the teaching, there would be an evaluation. And based on that evaluation, people would be designated accordingly. And then they would be engaged in that. So that was Prabhupada's vision. It still is his vision. He said that actually this Varnashram is 50% of my development of the world has not really manifested in this. So he said, get these farm communities. And he started from the Vaishya principle. First, pull yourself out of dependency on secular society and become self-sufficient by growing your own food, keeping animals, especially horses and cows, and educating children in the duties of the different varnas, and at the same time educating them in the process of devotional service. Prabhupada had a grand scheme. And he writes about it in this section here in the Bhagavatam, and he also speaks about it a lot, not just a little bit, but practically every lecture Prabhupada gave, he mentions in some way, in some lectures he emphasizes the Daivi Varnashram system. Of course, he also speaks about material Varnashram and how it's so
Your Holiness, please forgive me, but you're coughing.
And he also refers to the Vedic culture when, I can't do anything to change that because I'm in India, and so it's the internet. It's the internet here. So can you hear me now?
Yes, thank you.
It's the internet, so sometimes it gets weaker, and it could cut off any minute just completely. So that's India. I'm in Vrindavan, where the power goes out at least 25 times a day. So I'm doing my best to pray that we can somehow continue. But this is, if we study this particular verse, we can see at least what are the duties of the two higher varnas, which are the most important. The Kshatriyas for the managers and the protectors, and for the Brahmanas for giving vision and direction to society. Like that. So if you heard, I mentioned what Prabhupada wanted in terms of his plan for the ISKCON society, and how he spelled it out in many of his lectures and then in private discussions with his devotees also. Okay, so that's a little bit about what this verse is about. And you can see the duties of and they'll explain the duties of the Vaishyas, the duties of the Sudras. The qualities of these different varnas are mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. If you could, Nina, you could go to Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter. Verse number 41. Okay. Okay. So Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Sudras are distinguished by the qualities born of their nature in accordance to the modes of material nature. O chastiser of the enemies. So Krishna is talking. This is the words of Krishna. Next verse at 42. Here's the qualities of a Brahman. Samodhamma tapal saucham, peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness. These are the natural qualities by which the Brahmanas work. Next verse. Heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity, and leadership are the natural qualities of work for the Kshatriyas. Now here you see how these two different varnas actually carry themselves. You can go to the next, you'll get the qualities of the Vaishyas. Farming, cow protection, and business are the natural work of the Vaishyas, and for the Sudras, there are labor and other service to others. So here, this is the natural arrangement. As Krishna says, Chatur Varnya Maya Shrishta Guna Karma Vibhagasaha. He says, I set up this Varnashram system, and these qualities are inherent in people, as it says in that verse. One has a tendency towards a particular Varna at the time of birth. But because this age of Kali is so contaminated, it says Kalo Sudra Sambhavan, which means that people are covered by Sudra qualities in this age. Everyone is inclined to Sudra activities. There are very few Vaishyas, there's a few. Kshatriyas you can hardly find at all, and Brahmins, we don't know where they are. So, therefore, in bringing about the Daivi Varnashram system, the spiritual Varnashram, where people engage in activities according to their nature, there has to be a program of education, and then designation, and after a designation, engagement. And then you have a balanced society. This is analogous with the human body. The legs are the Sudras, the belly is the Vaishyas, the arms are the the head is the Brahmana. So if you have no head on society, you have no Vaishyas, no Brahmanas. But our society, as we see it in the world today, is not interested in engaging people because the motivation gain is not a foundation where you organize a society.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Money is a false sense. Some question?
No, Maharaj, we were unable to hear you. That's all. Sorry about that.
I can't do anything about it. It's my internet. Mhm. All right, we can stop here and see if they can open it up for questions.
Thank you, Maharaj. I apologize to everybody. There has been a bad internet connection. Maharaj is based in India currently. As we all know, the connection is not good at all. I mean, as you said, 25 times power is constantly failing. Sorry about that, Maharaj, but thank you so much. Despite all of this, you're able to deliver classes. Yes.
I hope did something come through?
Yes, did something came through. Yes, yes. So, devotees, go ahead and if you have any questions or if you were not able to hear something, now is the time. Maybe the internet is good. Please go ahead. Sridevi Mataji, you have a question? Please go ahead, Mata.
Thank you, Nina. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. On reading about this verse, Guru Maharaj, I would like to know, since Krishna himself has created the system and this nature is inherent in each and every one, why is it that we are unable to take up that particular situation or position according to our natures? Why is the system subverted so much that everyone is taking up Shudra occupations?
Well, as Srila Prabhupada points out, that people are born in this age Sudras. Therefore, there has to be a system of education. And Prabhupada set it up as the Varnashram College. And I explained, Varnashram College is where the Brahmanas become the teachers and teach the other Varnas the activities of the other Varnas, along with rabbinical teachings. So this Varnashram College, unfortunately, for whatever reason, it hasn't really developed in our society. Because I must actually say that the leadership is divided on where we should put our priority. People have different, the leaders have different, what we say, visions on where we should put our priority. Of course, book distribution, Harinam Sankirtan, is our main activities. And so that's going on, but it's not going on enough. Book distribution is going on really good. Harinam Sankirtan is weak. It used to be the prime activity when we started the movement, and that's what spread the movement, Harinam Sankirtan. So that's not given its rightful position. And we're more interested in maintaining our temples, keeping the deity worship up, inspiring the congregation to come forward and pay for everything. So we're more interested in money. We want to put it bluntly. As a society, we simply gauge our success by how much money we can pull in. I mean, there's some preaching going on. But Prabhupada had a particular way of organizing society where money wasn't the main thing. Money was simply that came in automatically by preaching, by book distribution. Now we have so many schemes so many programs to pull in money. And we've somehow curtailed or shortcutted some of the main activities. But there is a grassroots movement within the ISKCON Society that's starting to develop. It's been developing where everything's going back to Harinam, book distribution, and programs centered around worshiping the Supreme Lord. So the answer to your question is we haven't established this Varnashram college. Bhakti Raghava Swami has been leader in the forefront of trying to get this Varnashram college going. He has a plan in Mayapur to do it. But we need Varnashram colleges in different places around the world, not just in Mayapur. We had a Varnashram college for a little while in Rotterdam in Belgium, for whatever reason. But if you talk to different devotees, you'll get different opinions about what is our situation within the society. Some people say that people are working according to their tendency, but it's not organized. And I kind of agree with that in principle. Many devotees are working according to their nature, but there's no organizing amongst or varnas or within the different yatras, within the different temples, like that. What is weak is the Kshatriyas. The Kshatriyas are weak. The Brahmins are good, but they don't have enough support from the Kshatriyas, which they need in order to carry on. Because they have to work together, the Brahmins and the Kshatriyas. That's why this verse puts both of them in the same verse to show the correlation between the two, like that. I mean, unless you establish society according to Krishna's plan, what you have is some hybrid best, or some, speculative program of activities that somehow things go on, but they don't develop. And the thing that suffers the most is devotees don't grow spiritually. So these things need, that Varnashram college has to be established. For education, and I tell you, Brahmins teach, they evaluate, and they designate, and they engage. Teaching is just to awaken people according to their different. If you engage them in that way, then it falls short of having any effect. But there is, you'll talk to some people who say we do have Varnashram, but in a loose, unorganized way, in which I agree to some degree, to some sense. It's not across the board, but in certain places it's like that. Some places you'll see there's a couple some really good leadership. When you have really good leadership from the Kshatriya point of view, things go forward. And what makes good Kshatriya leadership is they respect the Brahminical class, and they facilitate the Brahminical class, and the Brahminical class just carries everything through. God gives everything the vision, and the Kshatriyas organize things and carry it out. These two are the most important of the Varnas. Now we're talking within the temples, within the yatras, even within the communities where people live as grihastas. That can be organized also. But that's a little more difficult because many of the grihastas are still working for the materialistic society, and therefore their attention is divided.
Guru
So-
Maharaj, by your mercy, I am not planning, I have scheduled a visit to Kurmagra, which is a village in Srikakulam, Andhra Pradesh, where several devotee families have come together and they are trying to follow this Varnashram system. So I will be going there. I want to study how they are organized, how they are doing things, what is their plan for the future, how they're wanting to grow, and so on. So I hope to learn something and then report to you and devotees.
Well, that's practical. You also have to have the philosophical, where people actually know their duties and how to carry them out, and not just somebody running to a farm and throwing some seeds in the ground and getting a few cows. That's an idea, but unless there is vision and division of labor, there has to be division of labor. And engagement in devotional service like that. Can't have everybody doing whatever they want just because it's a rural environment. It has to be organized.
I've never
And
been
without
there.
the vision, people, yeah, you have to have a vision. A vision means you have a place and you have the people. The vision is what do you want to achieve and what are the different steps by which you need to proceed in order to achieve that. Along with educating devotees in spiritual knowledge and engage them in devotional service. All of that has to be there. That's why the Brahmins and the Kshatriyas are the leaders within the society. The other two Varnas follow accordingly. Without going back over, we saw what is the engagements of the Brahmanas. They know the scriptures, they teach the scriptures. They worship the deity, they teach how to worship the deity. They give in charity and they accept charitable gifts. These are the 6 activities of the Brahmins. But the Brahmins that claim to be Brahmins today are mostly caste Brahmins who take the position of Brahmin simply by birth without proper education or even proper engagement either. You see people wearing Brahmin threads, but they're engaged in Sudra activities.
So unless society is organized along these lines of Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, we cannot really expect progress both spiritually and materially for the devotees.
First, we have to do it within our society as a model, and then that will expand itself out to the rest of society. If we don't develop the model, it's called Daivi, spiritual Varnashram, not just Varna and Ashram. Varna and Ashram is material, but Daivi Varnashram means to spiritualize the activities in relationship to Krishna. In other words, engage people's propensity in an organized way by division of labor. You have people worshiping the deities. You have people, cleaning the temples and fixing the cars. You have people growing the food, and you have people giving the lectures and giving vision to the rest of the devotees. Organization. It's there to some degree, but it's not organized. That's the problem. these activities are happening, but it's done in an unorganized way, and therefore it's hard to really build a community based on these principles, because you have to have an organized series of activities where each one supports the other.
Guru Maharaj,
It's
if
a
I can
support.
ask
Yeah.
this question. In Hungary, Somogi Vamos, I think it is, they have an established community for many years. Are they having all the four varnas working nicely together and an organized human society there?
Where?
Hungary.
Hungary, they're growing food. They're taking care of cows nicely. They're using the cows in the proper way. They have, so they're still developing in agriculture, but they've pretty much developed it to the point where everything is being taken care of nicely. There's still a little bit of franchise to the outside on certain food items, but mostly everything is done internally. Yeah. But so they have to send their devotees out to do book distribution in order to raise funds to support the community. But the community has become a novelty within the society, within the country, and therefore they gain a lot of their resources from tourism. People come in, they have a restaurant, they get some food, they get a tour, and there's different ways they can plug in and offer in some donations. So tourism is big in Hungary but that, because the way our society works, of course, yeah. Some devotees are still working. Of course, they also have a college in Budapest, which is an accredited college where people go to learn principles of Vaishnava philosophy. And people get degree. It's accredited. It's also given sanctioned by the state. And some of the devotees are teachers in that college. So that's pretty good. So education's going on in that way outside of the temple education program. Give a lot of emphasis to kirtan. Wherever there's kirtan, there is success. Everything else starts to gel and fall into place.
Thank you, Maharaj. We have a question from Shiv Kumar Prabhuji. Would you like to go ahead, please, with your question?
Thank you. Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. Maharaj, one question, Maharaj, from today's class. I just wanted to confirm if Krishna Bhakti can only be practiced to its fullest extent by, as in using Brahminical culture as such, in the sense, if one is born in a Vaishnava background, would it still be conducive for practicing bhakti, given that his profession, the nature and the qualities that he has to exhibit in his profession may not be always conducive for bhakti? I just wanted to understand.
You mean a person who is working in the secular world?
Yes, Maharaj, yes.
So But what can he do? He has to contribute to the modus operandi that's out there. He's plugging into fulfilling the needs of a certain corporate organization. I mean, today I was meeting with I met some corporate people who are organizing corporates around the world in big conferences to engage them in spiritual activities. And one of the things they're doing is taking these corporates and bringing them to holy places and giving them an experience there. But then again, the next thing is to teach them Krishna consciousness. So yeah, this is going from the inside out. But some of the principles by which corporations manage themselves are contrary to devotional principles. So it's a compromise program, but we want everyone to become Krishna conscious. That's the point. In whatever occupation they do. But Prabhupada's program is to pull back from society and create our own internal management scheme. We have our own temples, we have our own communities, we have our own farms, we have our own schools, we have our own hospitals, we have everything that's just organized by Vaishnavas. That's possible, but that's still a dream right now. It's a long-range thing.
Just one follow-up question, Maharaj. I was kind of asking more as in a devotee who has to do a corporate job, who has to do everything that is required for his survival at work. And many of such qualities that we may need to exhibit at work seem to be orthogonal to the Brahmanical qualities, in the sense that it seems to be a compromise.
He's in a marginal position. He's in a compromised position where he has to go along with the corporates. That means he has to come up with schemes to make money for the company, which is another way to, it's business is competition. It's also based on cheating also. But Prabhupada didn't want us to stay in there. What we're doing now is we're trying to preach to the people already in there. But we don't want to go in there and become like them. But we haven't developed an alternative. And so devotees are still working for the secular society. I mean, I get questions consistently about how to maintain our Krishna consciousness in that type of environment. It's practically impossible, but it is possible. It takes a lot of determination. It takes strong sadhana in the morning before you go to work, very strong sadhana. And it also takes some ingenuity on how to use your time at the workplace where you can still keep connected with the spiritual essence in different ways. I mean, I have I think I made it available a number of times. It's called How to Become Krishna Conscious in the Workplace. It was done by one devotee who spent 28 years working at his job, and how he organized his life in such a way as to keep his Krishna conscious strong, at the same time work. But then again, you have to see, not everybody's work is the same. Some are more in the mode of ignorance, and some are more in the mode of passion. There's hardly any in the mode of goodness, that's for sure. Because goodness is not a profit margin. Passion is a profit margin, and ignorance is do whatever you can, but get ahead. cheat, lie, steal, kill, to just get ahead. That's the mode of ignorance. So, it's try to stay Krishna consciousness if you're working outside. But it's hard because it's hard to be humble when you have to play the cheating game. So what we're doing is we're doing some preaching to corporates now. We've been doing it for years, and now it's starting to really blossom. It's becoming big. Is to let them live by spiritual principles, teach them principles. Hopefully, they can start to imbibe those principles in their work ethic. And once they become devotees, they'll either do one or two things. They'll leave their job and take up full time devotional service, or they'll become more Krishna conscious in their work. But business is based on cheating. It is. Manu Samhita, which is the law books which cover the human culture, says a person who's engaged in business cannot make more than 25% profit. That profit they can live on. Whatever they make over that, well, of course, that 25% means putting that 25% back into the business, and so the business will continue to grow. And then they live from day to day off whatever they can make. But now you see 100%, 200, 500, 1,000% profit. And who suffers? The people who don't have much, or the earth. The earth is suffering a lot because people are raping the earth in order to get resources and order to oil. They're thinking of trying to come up with some other natural energy to fuel the cars, to fuel, the electric cars is an attempt to, get away from, fossil fuels. But it's just going to perpetuate itself because there's no solution in that area. So yeah, if you work in a workplace, just try to stay Krishna conscious. If anyone's interested, I'll be happy to send you this file, how to become Krishna conscious in the workplace.
Yes, please.
It's got some good tips. I'll send it to Nina, and Nina can distribute it to everyone can write to Nina, and Nina can make it available.
Sure.
Is that all right, Nina?
Sure. You can WhatsApp it to me, Maharaj, and I can share it with Bhakti Sangha. I can share it with Vinita Mataji or one of them.
I don't know how to WhatsApp it. All I know how to do is email it.
Yes, email is good.
I don't have much talent.
No, email is good, Maharaj. You can email it to me. I can send it out. No problem.
Thank you.
And see how you can have some of the principles.
We have a question in the chat, and it says that the devotee has to drop off, but has one question, and the devotee will hear that out in the recording. The question is, because we don't know our real nature and are not pleasing Krishna with our occupation, are we incurring sinful reactions?
Not necessarily. Any service completes Krishna if it's done in the proper mood. But working to your occupation or your swadharma, natural tendency, creates a social environment that is a organized group of people who are working together. Everyone is benefited from it. But if you any service you do is beneficial.
Her Holiness Rasavilasini Mataji, she's writing, I heard the story of Brigu Maharaj's curse on the Brahmanas. According to some versions of the story, when Brigu Maharaj kicked Vishnu on the chest, the mark of his foot remained on Vishnu's chest. Lakshmi ji, the consort of Vishnu, was offended by Brigu's action and became upset with the Brahmanas since Brigu was one of the sages representing them. In her anger, she cursed the Brahmanas that they would lose their purity and Brahmanical qualities in the age of Kali Yuga. As a result, many of Brahmanas in Kali Yuga would become hypocritical and fail to uphold the true values of Brahmanhood. This is also one of the reasons why Brahmanas have degenerated Shudra's quality in Kali Yuga. So this curse will not apply to those who are both Krishna conscious and Brahmins. Right, Maharaj? That's what she's asking.
Yeah. Krishna consciousness is above all of that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Krishna consciousness is above all of that. Yeah.
Rohini Mataji is asking me to share the file. Mataji and devotees, I don't have the file as yet. Maharaj is going to email it to me. Once I have it, I'm going to send it either to Vinita Mataji or Shyam. I will send it in the group.
Anyone who asks,
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
yeah. What do I have your email address?
Yes, Maharaj, you do, but I can send you an email again just to respond to it.
All right. I have to check my emails and see if you're there.
Yes, I'm there, Maharaj. I have received several
All right.
emails from you. Yeah.
Okay, I'll just go with that. We have Radha Balaba. He's ready to go.
Radha Vallabh Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hare Krishna. Maharaj, can you put some link also or just share with like from where we can find the Varnashram college curriculum?
Well, it hasn't been established.
Okay,
Yeah,
so is it okay? Is it underway? Is it somebody developing that standards?
Well, there's someone who's trying, but it's not supported by the society as a whole. There are individuals who are working in that way, though.
Okay.
If you want, you can just contact Bhakti Raghava Swami.
Bhakti Radha Swami. Okay.
Just look up Bhakti
And
Raghava
he's
Swami.
based.
Him on
Where
YouTube.
he is based? Where he's based, Maharaj?
He's based in India somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Based in India.
Okay, Maharaj. Thank you.
Yeah. Just go on YouTube and you can. Okay.
Yes, thank you, Maharaj.
Any last minute questions for His Holiness? Feel free to turn on your videos so Maharaj can look at you, bless you, answer your questions.
You have a good sense of humor.
Our Sridevi Mataji has one quick question for you. Also, Scarlett Mataji wanted to let you know that she's apologized for offending you, but about the internet connection, that she was saying that she was not able to hear you. She sent a chat. So
I don't see no question.
Acha. Okay. Don't worry about it.
Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj, please, if I may humbly ask another question. Given that we are at a very nascent stage of, getting so many things together as devotees, trying to practice Krishna consciousness at our level, what can we do to move towards this organized society that Prabhupada wants from us?
You mean individually? You're on mute again.
Yes, Guru Maharaj, individually, as a group, as a God family, as, where we are right now, what can each one of us do to help the next generation, actually?
Well, I always tell people, go to one of our farm communities and stay out there for a little while, get an idea what it's like. That's one way just to see what it's like. Gives you some indication. Go to Gita Nagari and spend some time there. There's Saranagati also. There's a few places around the world. I mean, you can start in your own areas, growing your own food. I don't know if you can keep a cow in your backyard, but some places they allow cows.
Neil, sleeping.
You get a cow, then you can get a lot of your economic needs taken care of.
Very complicated.
We're highlighting.
Yeah, but read up about it, explore it, get interested in, go to the farm communities, read about it, listen to lectures. Do anything. I've got desire, philosophy, basic how it works. There's a nice movie that was made by the non. I think you saw it, Sridevi, right? The Biggest Little Farm. I saw it. I mean, there was a group of people who got together in a very a land that wasn't at all arable, and they worked at it. And after 7 years, they set up a community that was somewhat self-sufficient. Took them 7 years, but they didn't have the spiritual center. We have the spiritual center, which is an advantage because that's the connection, that's the hub, that's the synergy, that's the. So, if you want to do something, get a few families together, get a piece of land, get some cows, and share those resources. Women can take care of the children. They can also educate the children. The men can work the land or provide other services that are needed in the community. Obviously, you need electricians, you need plumbers, you need, people who can do different services. But we won't do that because we like the way things are now. We just push the button, the lights go on, and we go down and we just call it up, and the supermarket delivers our polluted food to us, full of chemicals, pesticides. We sit in our rooms full of 5G, getting headaches and getting tired all the time. So, yeah, because everybody else is doing it, so we're doing it too. But there are people who are breaking out of it and starting their own. And Prabhupada, he warned us. He said the society is going to collapse. You won't be able to get any food, any water, any electricity, any gas. And then what are you going to do? If everything collapses, just say all of the electricity goes out. The power grid goes out. And what can you do? People have electric stoves, they can't cook. You can't have electricity in your home. You get some artificial lights to keep things going. If the fuel runs out, you can't run your cars. Which right now is becoming more and more expensive to do the things that we did years ago in a less expensive way. If the government says, well, that's it, we're broke, all the banks are taking your money to fix all of their problems, and you don't have any money, here, we'll give you a ticket that says, here's your bank account number, come into the bank and see if you can get some money. But you won't get anything. I mean, we don't know how dependent we are on this society for everything we need. But we want to be dependent on Krishna. So yeah, we can go on like this for how long before it starts to bottom out? Because the resources are being hoarded by a group of people who control all the resources. We're talking about overpopulation in the world. There's too many people, and there's not enough resources to take care of all the people. So the leaders, you can see even Kamala Harris, she got on the news saying, she gave a speech, one of the problems in the world is there's too many people in the world, so we have to reduce the population. I mean, they're coming out straight, saying we're going to kill you. So we're going to give programs to reduce the population. The head of the World Economic Forum, he said the same thing. The WHO said the same thing. They're all saying too many people in the world. Prabhupada never said that. Prabhupada said it's all mismanagement. And then a few people got all the resources and everyone else is struggling. Or he also said because people are sinful, the earth is not giving what she could give because of sinful activities. Prabhupada said if people are pious and Krishna conscious, the earth can supply, he said it many times, 10 times as much as the population. The earth can supply so much, but she works under the governance of Krishna. people are sinful, she withholds. When people are pious, then she produces and gives. But even there is so much being produced, but it's all being controlled by a small handful of people who own all of the resources. I could tell you for sure there's 87% of the resources in the world are natural resources, that is, are controlled by 3 major companies. And they make all the policy. All of the other companies work under them, and they sell you back. Food should be free, air should be pure, education should be free, medical care should be free, and should never, these are things that are not commodities. These things are God-given rights by the Lord. Everyone should have these things at their disposal. Government is making sure that people get medical care, education, food, protection against criminality, whatever. That's a government. Not that the government starts up agencies and finds ways to sell you the things that are the basic needs of human society. We sell medical care. The Brahmins used to give advice in medical care, and people would learn how to take care of themselves. So they've turned the world into a franchise. Whatever you can sell, sell it. And therefore money becomes the foundation, as I mentioned, for everything. You got money, you can do things. If you don't have money, then you have to struggle to get it. And again, money is paper money is a false sense of wealth because it has no value. Real value is land. If you own your own house, if you have some land, you have some equity. If you have animals such as cows, horses, like that, you have some wealth because animals can do things and also produce things. And if you have precious metals such as jewelry, gems, gold, silver, platinum, all of the coral, rubies, emeralds, all of these things, that's wealth. And that's produced by the earth, not by any secular government. So this paper money is just a form of cheating, as Prabhupada. If you want to listen to Prabhupada speak about this, you can go. You can make a note of this. December 31st, 1973, London, morning walk conversation. Prabhupada, the whole morning walk conversation, they're talking about money. And Prabhupada's explaining what is today's, exchanges. Years ago, people they were silver coins, gold coins. That was wealth. Now the coins are made out of some copper or some cement or something like that. And paper money was backed by gold. No longer is it backed by gold. So yeah, what Prabhupada was teaching us is that, become self-sufficient, become dependent on Krishna, live in a more simplified atmosphere. Doesn't mean you can't have a nice house. Doesn't mean you can't have a car, but it means that you produce your needs for your own livelihood within the community. You don't work for anyone.
Thank you, Maharaj. We have one quick question from Hemangi Mataji. If you would like to go ahead, Mataji.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji, for giving me the opportunity. Hare Krishna, Maharaj. My humble obeisances at your lotus feet. just going along with this discussion we're having, I have seen this Amish people who use these horse buggies and they have their own communities. I'm not sure if there's a spiritual angle to them, but they do do natural things and they've sustained it for a number of years. I wonder how that relates to what we're trying to establish.
Yeah, I spent 7 hours with a group of guests with them. That was a few years ago. And they have a spiritual foundation. They are German. They follow some type of Christianity that is coming from Germany. They have their own scriptures, and they all worship together on the Sunday, I think. And they also worship individually in their houses on they have no electricity. They don't believe in governments at all. They even come out, they don't believe in governments. Let me see how they, I'm not sure how they, I think they have solar panels or some kind of situation where they get light. I think it's mostly castor oil lamps and various things like that. If they have to travel really far, once in a while they rent a car. Then they told us that and all some, but that's a very rare. Just like if they have some relatives across the country, any cars. They seem to be happy. They give their children as they grow up. When the children get in the late teenage years, they send them out. They say, all right, now you go outside and live for a year outside in the secular community. They want the children to choose, and most of them come back. In fact, all of them, they all come back after being out for 1 year. So it was nice. We spent a lot of time. The Minister of Cow Protection, Kalakanta, was there. He was leading the discussion with the leaders in there. I was sitting there. I was asking questions and we're talking. We spent 6 to 7 other things. They spoke about their spirituality also. That's the Amish. They're very compassionate people. They like to help each other. They like to help people. They can build a house in 1 day. They all get together and they can build a house that is livable in 1 day, a barn in 3 days. All the men together, they're all organized. They all know exactly what to do, and they work at it and they put together a house in 1 day, a barn in 3 days. Yeah, they've been around for a couple 100 years.
Yeah, thank you, Maharaj. I just feel that we're feel so protected in this, the world where we live in. That when you look at people like Amish or what Prabhupada wants to establish, we're kind of fearful what's going to happen, but they are happy and they are very they have enough money, like they are very actually progressive and rich, and when they pay cash money, I've seen that. So what I'm trying to say that it is just the fear to kind of venture into unknown pastures, like they say, but there are examples where they have been successful. So but
yeah,
it's just,
we're not saying everybody should go back to that lifestyle. But if you actually understand what the human species needs to live and to be happy, it's not much. We don't really need much. First, we need community. And then we also need worship. Communities that worship together and share resources and share labors together. That's all. That's Krishna consciousness. Food is available, medical, and people have skills and they can generate whatever they need from their different skills and from their different activities. Doesn't take much. The earth is our mother. She's one of our mothers. She's one of the 7 mothers. She provides what we need. God is the Father. He takes care of us. He protects us, and he engages us in his service. Life doesn't have to be so complicated. You have to have this car, this watch, this television, this computer, this, that, this. I mean, you live in a house. It takes so much to maintain a house. You go to India, I mean, people don't have roof problems here because they make the houses like cement, and on the top there's no roof, there's just an open area. And people go up there and live on the roof. There's no roofs on the houses. I mean, on the small little tiny shacks, there's a roof there. But on the houses, it's just a big cement building with an open area on the top. You don't have to fix your roof. They set up a drainage system that when it rains, the water filters down back into the ground. I mean, the way we live now is you have to understand one principle. If you can understand this, you can understand why things are the way they are. We live and people are interested in making profit. And profit means money. Profit means control. So it's not about a people. The governments and the societies are not geared to people. They're geared to money. Everything is money. Money, money, money.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. There's a nice book if you want to read it. It's by my godbrother called Daneshwar. It's called Spiritual Economics. Everything we're saying is the way people used to live. We have to understand that the way we live now is a phenomena of the last 300 years, 350 years, that's all. Started with the Industrial Revolution, and it expanded itself into so many, industrial and technological gadgets that become the feature of people's life. There was no refrigerators in the Vedic time. Nobody had refrigerators because they would use whatever they needed in one day. They grow it, they take it, and then they use it in one day. There was no need to refrigerate anything. And the next day they would generate enough for the next day. Here in India, there's hardly any heaters. There's no central heating in India. There is a little bit in certain buildings, but central heating is not a feature of India because it only gets cold in January or maybe a little bit in December. So for 6 weeks, people get some electrical heaters, keep warm, and then the rest of the year, they don't have to pay heating bills because the weather doesn't really require you have to have heat. We live in these cold countries, and we spend half of our paycheck on, energy. gas and heating, electric.
Thank you so much, Maharaj.
But heating, it could be done by wood. There is a system where you can set up central heating that is governed by wood, where you can have radiators throughout the building, and you have a furnace where you feed wood into the furnace, and that generates heat throughout the whole building. And wood, you can get it by chopping wood in the forest. So there's also ways to live in the West where you don't have to have these exorbitant amounts of money you have to pay for heating, you know. From what I was told, people's heating bills have tripled, quadrupled in the last 2 years, especially in the UK.
Thank you, Maharaj. We will end the call now. Thank you so much for your association. Once again, my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. Let us offer our obeisances to His Holiness. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha
Kalpatarubhyascha kripa
sindhubhyeva
sindhubheva patitanam
patitanam
pavanebhyo
pavanebhyo
vaishnavebhyo
vaishnavebhyo
namo
namo
namaha.
namaha.
नमो नमः।
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृत्त की जय, श्रील
जय
प्रभुपाद की
राधे
जय,
राधे।
श्रीमद् भागवतम
जय
की जय,
जय
महाराज की
Thank you very
जय।
much, Maharaj.
जय
थैंक यू
Radhe
महाराज।
Radhe. Hare Krishna.
कृष्ण गुरु महाराज
Blessings.
नित्यानंद
Krishna.
नित्यानंद